You've reached call in Mockery.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Call-In Mockery. I'm Joey, and I'm here with my co-host, Landon Sheets. Landon, why don't you say hi to the people?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi.
I'll give you one more chance.
Hi.
Landon, a lot's happened between last week's episode and this week's episode. Do you mind if I butt in and tell everyone what's going on with this week's episode?
No, I don't want.
First off, I just want to thank our sponsor, Liquid Death, is going to crack a little death.
Yeah. I didn't even get offered a drink today. Usually Joey offers me a drink, and
after we recorded last week's episode, a guy came up to me and said, Joey, you're the face of the show. You're the eyes of the show. You're the nose of the show. What do you say? I make you the whole body of the show. He said, why don't I make you the whole body of the show? And he gave me a podcast, a podcast prescription. And usually the only prescription is...
Well, historically more cowbell.
But this was not the case this time. He handed me a Liquid Death and he said, I'm going to give you $500 and I'm going to sponsor you on the show. So if you're watching the video, you might see that a couple things have changed. I haven't forgotten my roots, but I do have a little bit of a better setup. I hope Landon gets a podcast prescription.
The roots! Hey, it's the roots! That's just something normally, back on the old version of the show, you and I would have laughed about. We would have riffed about Jimmy Fallon for a while.
A little bit we would do that, but these days it's all...
Yeah.
That's not what we do. We like to talk about maybe the difference between the sexes. We like to talk about the difference between Republicans and Democrats. We like to talk about... God, what do we like to talk about? What's up, freak? Boda heads.
Oh,
so for all the Boda heads out there, a big shout out to everyone. If you're watching the video, we want you to know muchos gracias, because we're getting all your dollars and coins from these YouTube ads. YouTube ads. Hey, YouTube ads, get out.
Hey, yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Haunted. Landon, do you believe in the paranormal? Do you believe in ectoplasm coming out of your ears?
So that's what we're talking about now?
That's kind of that's what gets hot clicks.
Okay. Do I believe...
Don't go to hotclicks.com.
Okay. Do I believe in the paranormal? Of course. You'd be an imbecile.
Unfortunately, we can't hear what your answer is going to be. A lot of people are saying, we're Boda heads. We want to hear what Boda has to say about it.
Yeah.
Boda heads out there. Believe what you want to believe. I listened to a podcast today. It was about 15 minutes. It was about Bigfoot. I'm totally convinced. Bigfoot's out there. He's real. He's coming for you.
What's his mission?
His MO.
Yeah. His modus operandi.
All right. I'm going to, instead of giving you I'm going to give you a...
All right, I'll take that.
Landon, can I call you that?
Yes.
He walks around in the woods.
Just as long as you don't call me late for supper.
And if you're going to have supper, please, for the love of God. Please have a...
cheeseburger.
We'll be right back on...
Rick and Bubba.
All right, so this is where we take an ad break, and
Rick and Bubba.
We're back. Landon wants to know about how Bigfoot traverses. Well, he uses his feet.
I heard something about Bigfoot may, in fact, be not even a paranormal entity, but an otherworldly entity. What say you?
I think that the people that are cryptozoologists like myself who have listened to this podcast, we know that there's another. We know there's paranorman, and we know there's paranormal. Okay?
Yeah.
These are two different things.
There's also Paramore.
This is why.
Landon.
Yeah?
So this is today we're putting this out.
Oh.
And I want to be honest with people.
Oh! He said this.
I don't want people to think that the podcast prescription has changed me.
Oh, okay.
I'm still the same person. I'm still going to be clocking in 9 to 5, doing the damn thing.
Yep.
Doing the damn thing in the garage with the boys.
You'll still be clocking in 9 to 5, which does, of course, make you completely unavailable to answer texts or phone calls from anyone else between those hours or when you get home because you're just so exhausted from working 9 to 5.
Landon, it's Halloween today.
Yes, of course.
So happy Halloween to everyone out
Happy
there
Halloween.
in podcast land. Welcome to podcast land. Do you have your tickets? Do you have your tickets? So we're talking all things spooky this week. What's so spooky about today? Woo!
What's spooky?
What's spooky about today?
You're
Tell
asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Almighty. Here's what's spooky.
They're letting that pedophile James Gunn run the DC universe.
Yep.
I thought I got him fired.
I thought I told you. I thought I told you if you do that, I ain't gonna watch Batman or ain't gonna watch no Thor movie. Sir, those are two different. Hey, Atomic
Get out of
Wedgie.
here.
Splunk.
Splunk, indeed.
So they let him do Guardians 3, right?
The guy makes
You
some
gotta
bad.
be right up on this. You gotta.
You really do.
Hey.
Which is fun for the video because I'm sure your face is not being seen at all. So yes, James Gunn. What a big turnaround for him, huh?
Uh-huh.
Disney fires him for a minute because that whack job, Mike Cernovich or whatever, on these right-wing fellows are like, you can't cancel me. I'm uncancelable. And they're like, that guy said something kind of unsavory 12 years ago on Twitter as an obvious joke. I'm going to career suicide him.
Oh.
I won't cancel him. These guys are all stupid.
Are you cold?
Yeah.
Cold and hey, you might be cold, but you're still a golden oldie. Hey, these are some golden oldies. Coming in at number 5 coming in at number 5 on the Chris Kattan Hour. I played Scooby-Doo, and this is the Beatles with Love Me Do.
Love me do. Never heard a Beatles song.
Yeah, so
But this is what I actually wanted to ask you.
oh,
now
please
that you're
ask me a question.
now that you're a big Meng on campus.
Am I worried?
No, I'm asking. What?
I'm asking, love me do.
Okay, you've of course made jokes that people would fire you for.
Right.
But here's your big turnaround. Now you're a big podcaster with a big microphone.
Mr. Big Volume.
And now I'm coming in and I'm saying, what if I gave you a prescription not just for $500 podcast equipment? What if I gave you the DC universe.
What would you do with it?
What would I do with the DC universe? I would do what happens at the beginning of the Simpsons Tapped Out mobile game, which is the town gets exploded. So you're left with a clean slate. I don't want the hangnails that are the Flash Man. I don't want the hangnails of the Cyborg fiasco. I don't want the hangnails of I'll be back. I'm going to be playing Superman again. I will. I'm going to be playing Superman again. I told everyone I don't like doing it. I told everyone it's quite boring. All right. It's very, very boring. And there's this whole thing with my lip hair. I don't like how they made my lips look in the movie, but I will be doing it again. And then you've got the Matt Reeves of it all.
Yeah.
Something in the way. I think 80% of that soundtrack is just one Nirvana song.
It is.
But you know what? God, doesn't it work?
It works.
So I'd keep that, but I'd let that be its own thing.
Sure.
So that's not connected to my DC. Okay?
My DC.
Hey, give me back my DC. I want my DC. And I would just make it fun.
Yeah. Make comic book movies fun again.
Yeah. Make them fun, but not too fun. Make the DC movies fun, but if you make them as fun, if you made the movies as fun as you made Thor 4,
I'll have you by the gonads and I'll throw you over my shoulder like an over-the-shoulder boulder holder, brother. Don't do it. Don't taika titi Mimi. Mimi. Hey, I want to have Mimi be in all the Star Wars movies.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Cassian.
Ohio.
Hey, there's a new Star Wars movie coming out. It makes me think of something that we once did.
What's that?
Nothing. Something we might do in the future. Have you heard of this new Star Wars movie that takes place somewhere else in the universe, and it's going to star a couple of people in it?
I feel that I am more up to date on Star Wars news than you, so I'm just curious what one you just found out about. That I. So I'm kind of racking my brain right now.
I can't think of one person that's in it.
Hey,
Who's in it?
hey, yeah.
Oh, my sound's on. We're about to get an ad.
But that's fine because we want ads on the show. We want people to know that where they can get their slushies and where they can get their zero bars. Okay? Come and go. Quick, stop. Come and leave and come. I mean, good God, what's with all these places?
Yeah.
How about a sit a while? How about a sit and stay? How about, hey, sit on it, Fozzie Bear.
Hey,
Hey.
that's a good idea.
All right, I'm going to do this on air, and I know people don't like when there's dead air.
Well, here, let me just tell you what I know.
Star Wars. Oh, you want to see the last thing I looked up?
Sure.
Related to Star Wars in my history?
And what'd you find?
I found that there are Navy ranks. I looked up Star Wars Navy ranks, and there are. I wanted to say this because I've been watching Cassian, or God,
Yeah.
sorry, I've been watching Clem, and at one point someone goes like, "You want order? Call the Navy or something."
Right.
And I went, Landon once talked about how someone said something in a Star Wars movie where they said we're like sitting ducks. And for about 35 minutes, I had to hear about how there's no ducks. That's a weird analogy to make. And I agreed with him.
Yeah.
In this show, so there is a Navy though.
There's a Navy, but well, look,
And they call them humans.
yeah.
They call them humans.
Yeah. It's a galaxy far, far away. Wait, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That don't mean there ain't no humans.
What about ducks?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we'll have to
I think that's
revisit
all.
that
And
argument.
then the other, the second to last Star Wars thing I looked up was Star Wars Ian. And yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. So I'm going to look up Star Wars.
Let me tell you what I
New
know, and
movie.
you can. Are you talking about the recent cast announcement of Star Wars Acolyte?
When I look up Star Wars new movie, I get Episode 4: A New Hope.
Let's see.
I think I am. What's this? Rogue Squadron.
Rogue
What
Squadron.
if I just found out about that on air? It was removed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
not
ain't
happening.
happening.
What'd you say it's called?
Acolyte. It's actually a Disney Plus series that is.
What is that?
What is that? That just scared me.
What the?
You're scaring me.
It's happening while I'm Googling. I wonder how much of this happens when I have my sound off. There's just ads playing.
There's
in the
ads
background.
everywhere. Star Wars Acolyte is a Disney Plus series that will be taking place somewhere between the High Republic era and the prequels.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And this was our idea?
No, I saw that they put some new people in the cast.
Oh, right.
They announced some new cast members, and I wanted to get your thoughts, see if you were excited about it.
I am excited about it. I'll be honest, I've listened to a couple of the High Republic books that they've been putting out there.
Carrie Ann Moss, that's who it was.
Yeah,
That's who I saw.
Matrix Lady.
Matrix Lady.
I'm excited because
And Landon, please be honest with us.
I want to know more about the Jedi before the fall of the Republic.
Your microphone's kind of a little...
It's not. I really don't think it's mine. I really don't. I hate to say.
I don't know if
this.
you're watching the video, but I don't think it's mine. Okay? Hey, if you watch the video for you to hear my voice, hello. I don't think it's my microphone making that noise. I don't nothing tells me that specifically, but if you watch the video,
And if
nothing
you
tells me my microphone's making that noise.
and if you watch the video, I think you'll know that every week we use a certain microphone, and there's only one piece of new equipment that might be causing a little feedback.
Yeah, a
And
little.
and it ain't
Feedback. That should be a Star Wars guy.
Yeah. General feedback. We need feedback.
What is he saying?
He's saying you need to get in the squadron.
Have you been liking Andor?
Yeah, I'm on episode 7. It's so tense. I think I just got through my favorite episode. I was sitting on the couch with my legs pulled up to my nipples. My feet were up where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
And I kept going, oh no. Oh.
You have no idea.
I love it.
Every week I say, well, that's my favorite episode. Every time. Every new episode is my new favorite episode.
How many are there supposed to be? 10?
I think 12.
12. That would make sense.
I think
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
two 12-episode seasons
Wow.
that we're going to be getting. And don't you agree that it is Star Wars done right?
It's a movie.
Yes.
It's like watching a movie. This is not a spoiler for anyone, but there's a scene where there's people out in a valley, Star Wars, classic. And then you hear a little, and a little TIE fighter comes up.
Yeah.
And I go, that's real.
It is.
As excited as I was when I saw the Force Awakens trailer, but I wasn't let down by this.
No.
Much like when my Force was awakened, and then I went, I took a big Dunkerton.
The doink.
Did you see Christopher Nolan's Dunkerton?
I watched a little bit of it, just the parts where, just like Harry Styles fan cams on Twitter.
Yeah. From behind the seat. There he is on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Harry Dunkerton fan cams are always my favorite.
They saw him in that, and then they said, well, I guess he can act. Let's throw him in some other stuff.
wrong.
It's not that he's bad. It's just I think the expectation was pretty high for a guy who was like barely in that movie.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything in that movie.
And then they're like, well, okay, let's give him leading roles in 2 huge movies this summer.
He barely talks in it. I think Christopher Nolan said he's got the look.
And then he said, the London look. And then he smiled and all of his teeth fell out of his head.
And then his brother was like, your teeth are falling out of your head. I'm in her DMs. We are not the same.
So you would clean slate the DC world.
I think you have to at this point.
I was thinking about it after, what was that, just last week that I brought up 52.
I was going to say you could do a new 52.
I would.
Can't see anything.
I would almost. I was thinking, wouldn't that be cool to clean slate it?
Blue sky it. Sorry.
We would, and here's what we would do. The world knows about Superman. The world knows about Batman. The world knows about Wonder Woman, the Trinity.
The Holy Trinity. Father, Son, House of Gucci.
And then, but that's not the movie we're initially watching. And you call it like, what are all the crises? DC always has crisis events.
Kingdom Come. And there's like Crisis on 69 Worlds.
Yeah. I think you call it like the first crisis or something like that.
Right.
And you're like, and it's like the world is a vampire. And then someone a blue and gold suit zings through the sky with a little gold orb next to it.
A golem.
And then you hear,
he's got the snitch.
okay, I may be from the 25th century, but things are looking a little too dire here.
Ding. Booster gold.
You start with nobodies. And you build it out that way. And then when you finally get Kingdom Come or some such event, when Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, all the mainline heroes come in. But that's what DC's needing. It's needing a reset. We don't want to see Batman anymore. We don't want to see Superman anymore. We're sick of these guys. Because you keep trying and you keep failing.
And you keep trying too soon.
It's too soon.
Just stop. What are you going to... Stop it.
Stop.
Another $200 million.
Don't touch that. But I think I do trust the sexual pervert James Gunn. Don't you?
Well, I mean, he's sporting this crazy loco hairdo. Okay.
It just has white hair.
He's got this crazy loco hairdo. Okay.
Oh,
he's spotting the Mercapus.
Let's do a song.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay.
Do the crazy.
He's sporting a crazy psycho hairdo.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna do it like he do.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna take over DC.
Oh yeah.
If you like it, then you'll see.
Oh yeah.
He's dating a 30-year-old.
Oh yeah.
That was on his show that he made.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not. We don't need to be spreading disinformation.
Well, here's some. I've got. Check out disinformation.
Okay.
Peacemaker, 2022. He makes a TV show starring a little cute thing named John Cena.
Yes.
And then him and John start up a little something, right? And then his hair gets white.
Yes.
It gets taller and taller. It's brushing all the ceilings.
Yeah.
It's starting the static electricity. The static electricity goes through the building. Mr. DC, Mr. Warner Brothers, is sitting in his chair. He touches the bell on his desk to get his assistant to come in. As he touches the bell, he gets a static shock. And in his head, he sees visions of James Gunn dancing in his head. And he was going to say, get me a gun, because things aren't doing so well.
Right.
But he goes, get me James Gunn. And then, not knowing why he's in there, he goes, I think I'm going to give you all of DC. And he goes,
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bossman. I won't let you down, Mr. Bossman. I've got so many ideas where Batman and Robin wink at the camera.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. I'm a little worried.
You see,
Because you're taking from, they're saying, well, I guess we have to take from Marvel.
yeah.
They're doing, "Hey, let's do that. And let's do it 12 years too late.
Well, here's in my opinion what everyone seems to get wrong, including Mr. Big Volume over here.
Mr. Big Volume gets it wrong.
They already tried to do what Marvel did, and it failed, and they bailed on it.
So, talking, what, Harley Quinn?
No. They tried Man of Steel, and then they were like, all right, and now Batman and Wonder Woman are in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
But I mean, but the tone of those movies is stupid.
Yeah.
They tried to do it with being like, but they're serious.
Right.
That's the problem. People liked Marvel because it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So they said, let's build our little universe, and she's going to have her lasso of truth, and she's going to whip him, and she's going to whip him, and then he's going to tell the truth. He's going to be like, Martha, I love you. And he's like, you love my Martha? He's like, you love my Martha? He's like, both of our moms is Martha's. And everyone goes, oh my God, did you see that scene in the movie where they stopped fighting? Because their moms have the same name. Ha ha. And the guy that wrote that's like, I thought it was a good idea.
No one ever pointed it out before.
No one ever said it when we screened it 100 times.
And of course, it is a stupid moment. But of course, it is. We don't need to get to a 10-year-old movie, do we? I think James Gunn does have the ability, unlike Mr. Waititi, to scale back his nastier tendencies.
To say this doesn't belong here.
Yeah, I think
This isn't the place for it.
I'm not making a parody.
I don't need to be a mocap gusher come to life.
Yeah.
Thor, you remember when you used to be fit and now you're not fit? He's like, that was 2 movies ago. And looks at the camera.
Right.
And winks. And Natalie Portman's like,
Did you watch the movie?
no.
Yeah. You get it. That's all it is. It's just that. And it's bad. So, yeah, I'd basically do what I was talking about. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Cool.
We could take it over. It's not like he's going to write the scripts.
No, he's just.
I could just say like, well, we want it to be bop and zip and zing and bow. And then people are like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Write the movies for Mr. DC. His name is Gunn, don't tell me. I already know because I retain information. If we make these movies good, they will heal the nation. We want Gunn for president. We want Gunn for president. Hey, finally DC fans and Republicans have something in common. They both want a gun for president.
All right.
And then go over here and pull that up. And then, did you want to talk about how Ralphie's back?
No. I really don't. I don't care. I hate A Christmas Story.
Find this.
I think it's one of the worst Christmas movies ever made. Sorry, I think it's one of the...
I might watch it just out of morbid curiosity.
Sure.
I don't like the first one. I think it makes me uncomfortable.
It's... Okay, I take back that it's the worst, but it is the most overrated.
I don't like it because to me it's not a holiday film.
No.
It's even less than, and I hate to say this, but and if you can hear that, I don't think it's my setup. But I hate to say this, but even less than Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I think A Christmas Story is even less because it's kind of scary. It just reminds you that, like, oh, the 50s were kind of bad.
Well, like Santa kicks him down a slide.
He says, you're going to shoot your eye out, and kicks him down a slide. And then his friend gets his tongue ripped off, and his dad's like, eat shit. And then he says a bad word, and everyone goes, remember fudge? And then you have to kick them down a slide. Then the mom shoves a whole bar of soap in his mouth.
What I'm imagining is that we'll go through all of the same beats, but he's the dad now, right?
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
It's
exactly that.
It's him reminding you about, because he goes, and it's like, I think it's him, and then if it's not the same actors that played his friends, it's people that look like them.
Sure.
And he's like, that's Jeff when he got his hey, I think I got my tongue tuck on something. But then he goes,
words.
His kids go up to meet Santa. I pointed, and he goes, careful, he might kick you down the slide. And his wife goes, what? And he looks at her and he goes, oh. It's like, they're just referencing multiple
You don't have to do that.
multiple times.
You think we forgot?
And that it
plays
opens,
24 hours a day on TBS or whatever.
The trailer opens with scenes from the first one. It'd be like, one day you're kicking rocks with Malfi and saying words you shouldn't be saying about the bimbos at school.
Is it epic?
Yeah. And he's like, next week, Dad, I went caca in my pee-pee. Yep, I'm a dad now. Hey, Ralphie, you're back for Christmas vacation. That's right, you dumb shit. You know what it is? This movie looks like Christmas Vacation, okay? Yes. But without the laughs. But it is, because it's like he brings a tree home and it doesn't fit or something.
Really?
And I said, we already have one of these. This is when your parents are like, we've got Christmas Vacation at home. And they give you Christmas Story 2. No! I want a Chevy Chase movie!
Christmas Vacation 2.
Christmas Vacation 2.
Come on, people.
Clark, we're stuck on an island.
Okay, hey, speaking of Halloween, I did want to... Last week I said Shudder sucks. Shudder sucks. It really, really sucks. Shudder. And I stand by it. But I do want to shouts out to 3 pictures that we watched on Shudder. We're trying to get our most out of this 1 month that we're going to pay for it.
You think you pay for 1 month. Then you look at your bank account and you see negative 60.
I actually read the stuff when I put in my info. Let me. Okay. Watcher. Oh. Now, last week I talked about The Watcher, and SNL did a hilarious parody, fake trailer for The Looker.
So you have been watching SNL.
I saw a clip because I scrolled past it and it looked like The Watcher. And I was like, who's posting about The Watcher? And it was just a parody of it called The Looker. And it was kind of funny.
Whoa.
Maybe I'll have to check it out. It is.
You might want to watch the new season.
Amy Schumer on SNL. She's a sketch lady.
Well, and she did a very funny sketch about being pregnant and how parents say it's the most beautiful day of your life.
I know. I saw you liked that, and I said,
yes, I laughed.
I said, Joey. I said that.
I didn't know I thought maybe it was a throwback.
Well, that
I didn't know she was. I stand corrected. I am correct.
Okay. So anyway, so I'll check that one out. Although a certain website said it's one of the lackluster episode, a lackluster episode, but anyone reviewing SNL they might as well just dunk their head in a glass of water for 20 minutes, because that's about as worthy of your time as reviewing a comedy show that everyone has a different opinion of.
And what are you expecting? I know we've talked about this before.
We simply
what
can't.
are you expecting? Why are you expecting the greatest sketch comedy you've ever seen in your life? What sketch comedy is the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life? What sketch comedy has changed nations? What are you expecting?
Never saw a history of the world, Mr. Mayor.
10:30 Saturday night. You sit down. You watch some people goof around.
You watch.
That's what it is.
You're hoping they laugh.
You're hoping they laugh. You hope that Che says something that make Mr. Jost a little hot under the collar. And then he says something and he tries to get Che to laugh. And Che just goes, nah. And then the audience goes, oh. Because they're like, a grandmother lost her dentures in the supermarket. That's not the first time I've seen. That's not, hey, clean. If she that aisle is not the only aisle that had the best gummer I've ever seen. And the audience goes, oh.
And then I do what Che
And then
does.
and then he laughs, and that makes everyone laugh. And then Lauren is like, it works.
If it's not broke, don't fix. He takes certain words out. It's more economical that way. He's a genius, the man.
He's a genius because people wanted to change it, and he said, no.
I'm not. So, yeah, drop down and give me 20.
Well, we won't be doing that on the show.
Okay, so I watched The Watcher. No, Watcher.
Not The Watcher.
This is a different
This is a little movie over on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive, a Shudder original, I believe, starring Maika Monroe, the from It Follows. She's great. She's great in it, and basically, what you see is what you get with this picture. She thinks a guy's following her.
They all think that, don't they? They all think it's all the guy's fault for following them, don't they? It's not that you're wearing a shirt that says I was stupid. And then there's someone standing next to you with a shirt that says I'm stupid. Very funny, very funny, very funny stuff coming right out of Dublin. Dublin! You haven't heard of Dublin, have you? Dublin, Dublin, Dublin. I'll be doubling my money when I build the biggest casino in the world there. Hey, trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. Beautiful. Landon, when you run for president, I want you to tell the story about Watcher that you're about to tell right now to millions of people at home. Ladies and gentlemen, Landon's Watcher story.
It's not so much a story. I just watched a movie.
That's beautiful.
And it's pretty good. I will say Shudder redeemed itself with this one because this is just a nice, taut,
We love redeemers. We love taut things.
a taut little thriller.
We love taut little things.
Then we also watched Who Invited Them?
Oh, I've seen that one. I said, I don't know if I'm going to watch that. But you did.
You didn't watch it?
No. I didn't watch anything.
Oh, okay.
$60 down the drain.
We watched this because we were like, yeah, a little. Basically, it's a couple who bought a new house in the Hollywood Hills, and there's
relatable.
there's a couple at their house that they maybe didn't invite to the party that might be up to something a little bit dangerous. But it's a little comedy. It's one of those horror comedies where you're like, okay, we're just having fun here. And it is fun. I like this movie too. So far, Shudder's got me 2 good movies now. And then we watched Resurrection.
Bases are almost loaded.
And then we watched Resurrection. This is a movie starring Rebecca Hall, who is a great actor.
See the Friday girl? Friday.
Yeah. One of our greatest, I would say.
One of our greatest actors.
Lyricist. So she was just in that movie from a year or two ago, where like The House on the Lake or whatever the hell. And did you watch that? I thought we talked about it, but maybe we didn't. Maybe I just talked about it.
Oh, we talked about it, but I didn't watch it.
Okay. Well, this movie is her and Tim Roth, who's also great. Now, this is one of what we like to call in my house a Landon movie, which means it is slow, shot beautifully, and ends ambiguously. But it's pretty good too. There's no, honestly, let me finish this. There's like at one point in the movie, there's like a because at a certain point in the movie,
We love Redeemers.
Oh, I saw her in Godzilla vs. Kong 2.
Oh, right. 2.
Yeah, from 2024.
She's great. I like to see her pop up in different types of things.
What did I just see her in?
Iron Man 3.
Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. The Dinner. The BFG. Christine. The Gift. Ruminate. Transcendence.
Now, I will say there is one
Play the Favorite.
10-minute...
The Awakening.
God, it felt like 10 minutes, but not in a bad way.
Everything must go.
She gives a monologue, just a locked off, medium close up of this woman telling you her story, and by God, it's an incredibly engaging. It feels like 10 minutes. I don't know. I didn't check the time. It was probably like 5 minutes, but it felt like 10 minutes in a good way. I want to say, because it was not bad or slow, but you just at a certain point you realize they're not cutting away. They're just sitting here with this woman telling you her traumatic past, and you are compelled beyond belief.
What is this called?
Resurrection.
Okay, so
It's really quite
is it a Shudder
good.
original?
I think it's a Shudder exclusive.
Wow, interesting. Do I have to get Shudder again?
Nah. No.
Heebie-beebie.
But it's odd because Shudder, like some of the exclusives are just like real movies made by real filmmakers with real actors in them. And I don't mean that disparagingly, but you know what I mean. And then I assume they just sell them to Shudder, and then Shudder says it's a Shudder exclusive.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are made by college students in a weekend and lit with like 18 of those little LED puck lights that you can change the colors.
So they're all purple.
So they're all purple and green. And it's like, but there's no, you can't tell. We spent a whole evening just looking at trailers because we were like, I can't tell from the poster if this is a good one or a bad one.
And then it either has like 5 perfect skulls or one skull.
I know, but you know the demographic of who's
Right,
watching
so it's
Shudder.
like,
so
so if it's one skull, it's good.
It's probably good, and if it's 5 skulls, it's Silent Night 5 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's every time you go to a red box, it's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
this was so slow, I turned it off in the first 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably good.
Probably good for me then, because I'm an intellectual. Aren't I so fancy that I like fancy movies that take forever and are so boring that you just can't help but sit through them and go, I'm a Banshee of Inisherin.
I don't like you. What? Why? I don't like you.
I tried to find movie tickets for that because everyone's saying it's...
I was going to go.
I can't find tickets.
I love the 3 Billboards movie.
Yes.
Which is what we're calling it now. Seen that a number of times, and I wanted to go see it, and I just kind of didn't have time. Stuff came up. Life happens.
From what I've read, there's only one bad review.
I saw one bad review that said, it's good if you like this guy's stuff.
Right.
And you have to decide if you like his stuff. And I said, well, I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do want to live in a little world.
I want to
I
see
don't want.
the movie.
I want to be. I want a fully realized world in a film.
Yes. I don't want and I don't want you to reference anything in my world.
No, do not drink a Pepsi.
Not even that, but just don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say Landon.
You can drink Pepsi. Just don't say, I hope there's someone out there watching called Landon.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? I was just trying to tell you I don't want to be your friend no more, and I'm going to cut my arms off every time you try to contact me, baby.
You're gonna cut your arms off every time I try to contact you,
Yes,
baby.
that's what I told you, baby.
Ah, Randy.
But don't ever mention someone called Landon.
I ate a baby, and his name was Landon.
So you did see the movie Resurrection.
I love the movie Resurrection.
No spoilers.
but
No
she eats a baby whole.
had a baby, it's a boy. Did you watch anything?
12 Monkeys, the Terry Gilliam film starring Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt. I bought this because I bought this a couple months ago because
What
you know
the
how
heck?
Barnes and Noble's losing money, so they said, "What should we do? What should we do? Let's start selling the Arrow video collection."
Oh,
No
right.
one's buying it. The hundreds of Criterion. So let's get even weirder. Let's get the Arrow videos.
I didn't know they were doing that.
They have them all, and they're all 50% off. So I'd never
had no
seen
idea.
Terry Gilliam's 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
And I've thought of watching it for a couple of years. Is that? Yes? Whoa.
I don't know.
So there's 12. So the movie 12 Monkeys by Terry Gilliam.
Can I
Yes.
just ask?
What?
Are there really 12 monkeys in there?
Knee.
That's why I don't want to watch it.
Sorry.
I want to watch a movie where monkeys are climbing over every inch of that frame.
12 Monkeys is actually a reference to something in the film.
Oh, interesting.
So this movie is about Bruce Willis. And what?
Hair or no hair?
No hair, but they shaved it for the movie.
Oh, so he did have hair at the time.
Yes, it was like a Die Hard thing.
Yeah.
Where he had it, but he said, "I look better this way." And they said, "Well, good for you because you're going to lose it. It's a good thing you look like this.
And
Good
then-
thing you're the hottest guy alive."
Of course, years later we'll find out he didn't just lose his hair. Sad what the industry does to a guy.
Yeah, it's sad when you watch this movie and you go, God. And then you watch the behind the scenes, which is as long as the movie. That's why I kind of wanted to watch it
Sure.
on this little Arrow release.
All right, go ahead.
Him and Brad Pitt kind of hamming it up. You've never seen it?
No, I
You
thought
know
there
what
were
it's
12
about?
monkeys in it. Isn't it a time travel thing?
Yeah, so he's from the future.
Bruce Willis loves a time travel thing, doesn't he?
And I'll say this. I don't want to say it on the air. It's a bit of a spoiler. He likes a certain trope. Okay, this is going off here. No caller ID. No caller ID.
Answer.
Look at that. Yellow. 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 You're on Colin Mockery. Hey, you're on Colin Mockery. Okay. If you guys are going to call into the show, just remember that
We will answer.
in your brain you might think, I'm ready if they call. I'll ham it up with the guys, with the twins, and we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
But once you hear my voice and you go, oh, he's talking to me,
Yeah.
you kind of shut down a little bit.
And just a reminder, please turn your radio off because we're getting the feedback of you listening to the show while you're talking.
Yeah.
So
And then there's a delay. It's like when I'm at the ordering, I'm trying to order a drink, and it's like, I want chestnut, praline, and I'm
Dirty
in my
lip.
car going, and the guy at the window, he goes,
Liberty bibbity.
so Bruce Willis, he lives in the future. A bunch of scientists
Meets himself.
say, we want you to go back in time and figure out why there's a virus that killed 5 billion people. No, sorry. They're
12
supposed to send him
monkeys.
to the future, but they accidentally send him back in time. They're trying to figure out the trajectory of the virus. But they send him back in time on accident. So he ends up in a mental hospital because he's like, I'm from the year. What year is it?
Right.
And they're like, it's 1990. And he's like, no. And so they take him to a mental hospital. He's like, you got to believe me. There's these scientists and they sent me back in time. And everyone's like, yes. And I'm Hitler's big bro.
Yeah.
And it turns out he is. But then he meets Brad Pitt giving a kind of a possession of a performance, really.
Giving life.
He's giving life to this performance. He's like, hey, they want me to show you around because I'm crazy in here too. Cuckoo. Well, guess what? Guess what? Rick and Morty, big pickle. And so he's doing that, but it's great.
Okay.
Very, very strange movie. But it is, I bring this up because I watched it. But I also bring it up because it's a movie where it is kind of slow. Like you're just kind of
no,
it's not an action movie really.
No, you're getting vibed out.
You're just living in this vibey Gilliam world.
Yeah.
Where you're like, whoa, Don Quixote. But you're just kind of vibing out with this guy named Bruce Willis, and he's meeting this girl, and she's like, you're crazy. And he's like, no, I'm not. And she's like, yeah, you are. And he's like, come here, sugar.
Did you watch his Don Quixote?
Nope. And so you're kind of confused the whole time about what year it is because he goes to a different year, but then they bring him back to the present, and then they send him to the future, and they send him super far in the past, and bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you, sir. We love a redeemer. So we, I had a lot of fun watching that. It's, I don't know. It's very... I'd say maybe campy.
It's campy.
Kind of. Maybe, but not purposely.
It can't.
It's kind of cheesy sometimes.
Intentional camp doesn't exist.
There is no sort of intentional camp. And for that, I must say, this movie's not campy. But it is, I don't know. I liked it, but I could pretty much tell what was going to happen.
Sure. Meets himself.
I think they were worried a little bit about, are you or aren't you going to know what's going on?
Sure.
Are people going to know what the end of the movie is? Are people going to understand the end of the movie?
Meets himself.
And it's just one of those things. So you go in just knowing, hey,
That
this
he's going to
movie's-
meet himself.
It's a little older, but you're still getting classic Brucey J.
Yeah. I do love Bruce J. Willis.
And then there's Braddy J.
I love Brad J. I mean, these two are great.
Yeah, and they're two great together.
All right. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Wow.
6.5. 7. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Would you like to go back in time and change that? Or?
You watch the full feature length. Here's what I like about the movie. This release of the film. I give it a 7 out of 10. It comes with a documentary they made about the making of the movie. And what I like about this, it's an hour and a half. It's no BS. It's not,
Thank you.
we all just love hanging out on set.
Yeah.
And this is...
You get into the nit and the grit, yes?
It's two filmmakers. It's two documentarians that came in, and not Terriums. But there's two documentarians that came to watch them make the movie. And it's everyone going, Terrium... Mr. Gilliam sometimes doesn't know what he's doing. It shows him, kind of arguing with Bruce where he's like, oh, if she does this and this, and he goes, okay, I'll do it, but I don't agree. I don't think that makes sense. And they kind of talk about how he spent an entire day trying to get one shot that should have taken maybe an hour to get. And it's just one little thing that he wanted to happen. But when you watch the movie, you're not like, well, this is a masterpiece. So it was all work. It's one of those things where it's like, it's a good movie, but like these little things.
I think many people think it is a masterpiece, though.
Yeah, that's why I watched it.
Yeah.
because I've always heard it, and it is good. It's well made. It's very fantastical.
All right, I'll check it out.
Um,
I want to check out this documentary more than I want to check out the movie.
yeah, it's a good doc, and then it's about how they're not getting the budget they need. It's about how they don't.
Yeah, because they're wasting
know
a
what to
day
do.
on getting a shot.
They're kind of making it up on as they go, and then it's them watching it going. But are people gonna? And Bruce Willis is like, by the end of this movie, do you think they're gonna understand what's happening? And people are kind of like, no, I don't know. And then after that, there's a 30-minute talk with Terry Gilliam about the documentary. So it's him talking about the documentary that's about the movie. And then I was in my own freaking 12 Monkeys situation.
Am I in the dang past, future, present, baby?
He's like, what's very funny that they came on set and they shot everything that was happening on set, even though I was being a bit of a curmudgeon sometimes.
He's my favorite from Monty Python.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the Monty Python guys, he's my favorite.
Hey, he draws the pictures, guys. Guys, if you're out there in the audience and you're wondering who drew the pictures, the crazy pictures in the Monty Python, who made the crazy looking hot air balloon? That's Terry Gilliam. Terry. That's gonna be Terry Gilliam for you. Terry. I'm gonna Terry you a new one. I dare each of you to go home tonight and say 12 Terry Gilliams.
You smell that?
Ugh.
Terrier.
Yeah.
Hey, here's something else you can smell. I watched the Haunted Museum 3 Ring Inferno, the Zach Baggins, Eli Roth movie.
You say that like anyone but you would know what you're talking about.
Ray's here. This was, and how are we doing on time?
You got 2 minutes.
This was a made-for-TV film about a circus that burned down. And then, as we know, Zach Baggins has a haunted museum. And he has a
Scary chair.
clown suit that is somewhere near the scary chair. And so he had an idea for a movie that he and Eli Roth produced. And I'll just say this. It is bad.
Of course it is.
I don't know who this movie is for. I don't know the guys that wrote it or directed it. I don't know why Eli Roth is... Not that Eli Roth is like,
Well, he's no
Mr.
Terry
Gold.
Gilliam.
No. He's never drawn a big face on a hot air balloon. He's like, it's quite silly. I'm actually the only American out of all of you. And John Cleese is like, why is everybody getting cancelled all of a sudden? I remember when I was your age, I could say piss in the pot and sit on it too. And no one cancelled me. How about you? I'm like, oh, we sit on the right side of life. For every good Monty Python sketch, there's about 4 that I don't understand.
Well, it's a different time. It's a different language, isn't it?
It's a different language. And guess what? I don't know about your 1960s British Parliament members, okay? That's not in my wheelhouse, okay?
Well, that's what it is too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all you. It's so specific to that time and that space.
Mm-hmm.
And much like their time is up, so too is ours. We must
Yes. Hashtag time is up.
we must tarry no further. And I say let's just shut it down. Let's shut it down completely.
Okay.
Let's get all the mics off, and most
Take the mics
importantly,
No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off.
bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.